This early morning, let's explore, let's answer a question from social media. Oopsie, this is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi. This is the Lama you're looking for. This morning, we could chant and meditate and enjoy a lesson or two. But first, if you love Star Wars and you wish to meditate as profoundly as Obi-Wan Kenobi upon the toasty sands of Tatooine, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. If at any point during this morning's live stream you have a question about meditation or philosophy or even chanting, there is no need to be shy. Simply type your question in the chat window on the right-hand side of the screen. Over on Reddit, Rick the Ruler, all right, Your Highness, asked, "You ever think about the meaning of life and what it's all about?" No, clearly no one has. You're the first one, Your Majesty. So what is the meaning of life? Well, let's take a long walk around it. If you were to read the Dalai Lama's book, if you read the Dalai Lama's commentary on Essence of Refined Gold, titled The Path to Enlightenment, you would learn that concisely the Dalai Lama would explain that the meaning of life is found in accumulating the two collections for the two purposes. But that is just too vague. So when he fleshes it out, he would say the meaning of life is found in accumulating the two collections of merit and wisdom for the two purposes of self and others. But that's still too vague. So that could be explained even further as the most efficient way of generating good karma is through love, the practice of love, which happens to be the second fold of the Eightfold Path. So by practicing the first and second folds, by mastering the second and first folds of the Eightfold Path, universal love and transcendental wisdom, one is able to benefit and liberate oneself and all others. So according to the Dalai Lama and the majority of Tibetan Buddhists, that is the meaning of life. So let's tie it up in a big red bow. If you ask Madison Avenue, they'll tell you the secret of life, the secret to having a fulfilling life is wealth and lots of sex. And everything that leads to that. If you were to ask the Dalai Lama, he would say, mastery of universal love and the wisdom of letting go. That you might not only benefit yourself, but all beings everywhere. Excuse me while I blow my nose. Before we begin this morning's chanting, let's tend to approximately 1 minute of housekeeping. It is every day I broadcast 1 to 4 I guess I should say, every day I live stream 1 to 4 meditation classes without any ads. With your assistance, this channel could help to support the next generation of nuns, monks, yogis, lamas, and even brick-and-mortar meditation centers, each replete with a resident teacher and their apprentice. If this speaks to you, and it sounds like a good idea, you're welcome to help out, even for as little as the cost of 1 cup of coffee a month. Simply use your smartphone's camera to capture this QR code, or simply click one of the donation links in the description area below the video. Many, many years ago, my study of the Pure Land schools led me to learn of the 29th or 40th chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra, known as the Vows of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, known in Tibet as the King of Aspirational Recitations, or Zongcho Mon Lam. I'm going to use that as our primary chanting guide this morning. Okay, so page 21. Excellent. Okay. Let's jump in. To all the Buddhas and Ayans of the human race, in all directions of the universe, through past, present, and future, to every single one of you I bow in homage, with devotion filling my body, speech, and mind. Through the power of this intention, aspiring to good action, may all the victorious ones appear vivid before my mind. And I multiply my body as many times as are atoms in the universe, each one bowing in gratitude to the Buddhas. So I think at this point, it could be great fun if we actually knocked out a couple bows. This, of course, is not mandatory at all. So what I'm going to do, because of physical limitations, is perform step-back geriatric squat thrusts. And if you wish to do that with me, you are welcome, but it's not mandatory. Well, that was invigorating. Please excuse the heavy breathing. That'll work. In every atom reside as many Buddhas as there are atoms, and around them all the Bodhisattva is. And so I imagine them filling completely the entire space of reality, saluting them with an endless ocean of praise, with the tones of an ocean of different melodies. I sing of the Buddha's noble qualities and praise all those who have gone to perfect bliss. To every Buddha I make offerings of the loveliest flowers, of beautiful garlands, of music and perfumed ointments, the best of parasols. The brightest lamps and finest incense, to every Buddha I make offerings. Oopsie. There we go. Exquisite garments and the most fragrant scents. Powdered incense heaped as high as Mount Meru, arranged in perfect symmetry. Then the vast and unsurpassable offerings inspired my devotion to the Buddhas. And moved by the power of my enthusiasm for good actions, I bow and offer to all you victorious ones. Whatever harmful acts I have committed while driven by hating, craving, confusion, competition, and clinging, with my body, my speech, and also with my mind, before you I confess and purify each and every one. With a heart full of delight, I rejoice on all the merits of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Pratyeka Buddhas, those in training and not hearts beyond training, and every living being throughout the entire universe. You who are like beacons of light shining through the worlds, who pass through the stages of enlightenment. Okay, so 21... is rejoicing, and let's hit that real quick. So 21, Control G, 21 is rejoicing. Here we go, all the way back to home. So rejoicing was 21, so this is 23. And let's recall what that is. Control G, enter. That is imploring the Buddhas to turn the wheel of Dharma. All the way back at home. Fabulous. Okay. Okay, thank you for your patience. Let's return to where we were and make sure that everything is still in sync. It's not in sync. Fortunately, that's an easy remedy. Of course, I accidentally forgot to activate that which functions as my side monitor, so I think I'll do that right now. Come on, machine. You can do it. Let's get this party going. Let's try this again. You who are like beacons of light shining through the world, who pass through the stages of enlightenment. To attain Buddhahood, freedom from all the tyranny of attachment. I exhort you all of you protectors to turn the unsurpassable wheel of Dharma. Joining my palms together, I beseech you who intend to enter Parinirvana. Remain for aeons as many as the atoms of this world, and bring well-being and happiness to all living beings. What little virtue I have gathered through my homage, through offering confession and rejoicing, through exhortation and requesting, all of it I dedicate to the enlightenment of all beings. Now we come to the actual aspiration. May offerings be made to the Buddhas of the past, and all who now dwell throughout the 10 directions of this universe. May all who are yet to come swiftly fulfill their wishes, and attain the stages of enlightenment and Buddhahood. May as many worlds as there are in the 10 directions transforms into realms that are utterly vast and pure, filled with Buddhas who have sat beneath the mighty Bodhi tree. All of them, around them all there's Bodhisattva sons and daughters. May as many sentient beings as there are in the 10 directions live always and forever in happiness and health. May all beings meet the Buddha's teachings that benefit them, and may all they hope for be fulfilled. As I practice enlightenment training, may I recall all my previous births, and in my successive lives through death and rebirth, may I always renounce the worldly life. Treading in the footsteps of the victorious Buddhas, may I bring good actions to perfection, and may my moral conduct be taintless and pure, never lapsing, and always be free from fault. In the language of gods and nagas and yakshas, in the language of demons and humans too. In however many kinds of languages there may be, may I proclaim the Dharma in the languages of all, taming my mind and striving in the perfections of giving kindness, patience, and mindfulness and wisdom. May I never forget bodhicitta. May all my harmful actions and the obscurations of dread and desire they cause be completely purified, every single one. May I be free from karma, negative emotions, and the work of negativity, and act for all beings in the world just like the lotus flower to which neither mud nor water cling, or the sun and moon that was unhindered across the sky. throughout the reach and range of the entire universe. May I pacify completely the suffering of all the lower realms, and may I lead them all to happiness and work for the ultimate benefit of each and every one. May I bring enlightened action to perfection, meet beings' needs, and teach them to accomplish good actions, continuing this through all aeons to come. May I always meet and be accompanied by those whose actions accord with mine, and in body, speech, and mind as well. May our aspirations and actions always be as one. And in body, speech, and mind as well, may our aspirations and actions always be as one. May I always meet spiritual friends who long to be of true help to me, and teach me the good actions. May I never disappoint them. May I always behold the Buddhas here before my eyes, and around them all the Bodhisattvas, sons and daughters, without ever tiring throughout all the aeons to come. May the offerings I make them be endless and vast. May I maintain the sacred teachings of the Buddhas and cause enlightened actions to appear. May I train in good action. May I train to perfection in good actions and practice these in every age to come. As I wander through all states of samsaric existence, may I gather inexhaustible merit and wisdom, and so become an inexhaustible treasury of noble qualities of skill, discernment, mindfulness, and liberation. In a single atom may I see as many pure lands as atoms in the universe, and in each one beyond Buddhas beyond imagining. Along with them may I perform the actions of enlightenment, and so in each direction, everywhere, even on the tip of a hair, may I see a notion of Buddhas all to come in past, present, and future, in an ocean of pure lands through an ocean of aeons. May I enter into enlightened action in each and every one. Each word of a Buddha's speech with its ocean of good qualities bears all the purity of the speech of all the Buddhas. Sounds at harmonious with the minds of all living beings. May I always be engaged with the speech of the Buddhas. With all the power of my mind may I hear and realize the inexhaustible melody of the teachings spoken by all the Buddhas of the past, present, and future as they turn the wheels of Dharma. As the wisdom of the Buddhas penetrates all future aeons, may I too know them instantly. And in each fraction of an instant may I know all that will ever be, past, present, and future. In an instant may I behold all those who are lions of the human race, the Buddhas of past, present, and future. May I always be engaged in the Buddha's way of life and action, through the power of liberation, where all is realized as like an illusion. On a single atom may I actually bring about the entire array of pure lands, past, present, and future, and then enter into those Buddha realms in each atom, in each direction. Those who illuminate the world still to come gradually attain Buddhahood, turn the wheel of Dharma, and demonstrate the final profound peace of parinirvana. May I always be in the presence. Through the power of swift miracles, the power of the vehicle like a doorway, the power of conduct that possesses all virtuous qualities, the power of loving kindness all pervasive, the power of merit that is totally virtuous, the power of wisdom free from attachment, and the powers of knowledge, skillful means, and mindfulness. May I perfectly accomplish the power of enlightenment. Aspiration to the antidotes that pacify the obscurations of competitiveness and clinging. May I purify the karma, destroy the power of harmful emotions, render negativity utterly powerless, and perfect the power of good actions. May I purify oceans of realms and berate oceans of sentient beings. Let's try this again. May I purify oceans of realms and berate oceans of sentient beings. Understand oceans of Dharma. Realize oceans of wisdoms, perfect oceans of actions. Fulfill oceans of aspirations and serve oceans of Buddhas, and perform these without ever growing weary for oceans of aeons. All the Buddhas throughout the whole of time attained enlightenment through good actions, and their aspirations and recitations for enlightened action, may I fulfill them all completely. The eldest son of all the Buddhas is called Samantabhadra, all good. I dedicate fully all these merits that I too may act with skill like his. To purify my body, my speech, and my mind, as well to purify my actions in all realms. May I be the equal of Samantabhadra in his skill and good dedication. In order to perform the full virtue of good actions, may I act according to Manjushri's recitations of aspiration, and without ever growing weary in all the aeons to come, may I perfectly fulfill every one of his aims. May my bodhisattva actions be beyond measure, may my enlightened qualities be measureless as well. To keep this immeasurable activity, may I accomplish the miraculous powers of enlightenment. Sentient beings are as limitless as the boundless expanse of space. So shall my recitation of aspiration for them be as limitless as their karma and harmful emotions. Whoever hears this king of aspiration recitations and yearns for supreme enlightenment, who even once arouses enthusiasm, will gain to merit greater still. Then by offering the victorious Buddha's infinite pure lands in every direction, all ornamented in jewels, or offering them all the highest joys of gods and humans, for as many aeons as there are atoms in those realms. Whoever truly makes his aspiration to good actions will never again be born in the lower realms. They will be free from harmful companions, and soon behold the Buddha of boundless light. They will acquire all kinds of benefits and live in happiness. Even in this present life all will go well. And before long they will become just like Samantabhadra. All negative actions, even the 5 of immediate retribution, whatever they have committed in the grip of ignorance, will soon be completely purified if they recite this aspiration to good actions. They will possess perfect wisdom, beauty, and excellent signs, be born in a good family and with a radiant appearance. Demons and heretics will never harm them, and the 3 worlds will honor them with offerings. What are the 3 worlds? Desire, form, and formless. They will quickly go beneath the Bodhi tree, and there will sit to benefit all sentient beings and then awaken to enlightenment, to the wheel of Dharma and Temara with all his horns. And now we're going to meditate. First, we're going to play with the progressive take or perspective of the four thoughts that turn the mind to the teachings. So we're going to play with rhetorical questions. During the in-breath, we silently and mentally recite the first half. And during the exhalation, we silently and mentally recite the second half. These are rhetorical questions. It is not our job to answer them. If we silently and mentally recite them in harmony with our inhalation and our exhalation and its relaxation, we will make progress on the path. Let us contemplate causality. Let us contemplate impermanence. And now let us contemplate gratitude. We turn now to awareness and letting go, which is known by many names, such as great completion stage. As we breathe in, or I should say, every time we breathe in, we access our sympathetic nervous system, which has evolved to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. That is why during the inhalation, we silently and mentally recite, notice this. Every time we exhale, we inadvertently access our parasympathetic nervous system, which has evolved to both physically relax as well as mentally release whatever it is we notice during our in-breath. That is why we silently and mentally recite relaxing during each exhalation. It is thought by some, well, around the world, rulers will often tell people to change religions for whatever political purposes. And people will often comply externally at point of sword, but internally they'll continue practicing their old religion. We saw that in Game of Thrones, we saw that in the history of the Catholic Church, and arguably we saw that in China, where Taoists would practice the external trappings of Buddhism, continue practicing their internal alchemy. I'd like for us to practice that right now. As we breathe in, we can silently and mentally recite, notice gut. And gut here would be the region between our pelvis and our navel, described in China as the lower dantian or cauldron, and described in Japan as our hara. During our exhalation, we could silently and mentally recite, relax nose. This was reinforced by one of my Vietnamese Zen teachers. One moment, if you please. Good morning, Frankly. Good morning, Misty. During the inhalation, we're silently and mentally reciting notice gut. During our exhalation, we are silently and mentally reciting nose relax. Gut refers to the region below our navel but above our pelvis, described in Chinese as dantian and described in Japanese as hara. Nose here refers to nostrils. We're not practicing concentration but mindfulness. We're not noticing our gut to the exclusion of all else. We're noticing our gut along with all else, along with sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like, along with emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings. If you have difficulty staying awake, I recommend that you coordinate sitting nice and tall or straight, elevating your posture with your inhalation. we now shift gears. Root here refers to the perineum. All right. Root refers to perineum. Hands refers to your mitts. Crown refers to the top of your head. And of course, your feet are those things you walk upon. And so, first in breath, first in breath, first in breath, first out breath, second in breath, second out breath. And we just keep circling through this. Approximately 64 times. Frank, if you're still there, let me know. The full result of keeping, teaching, or reading this recitation of the aspiration to good actions is known to the Buddhas alone. Have no doubt supreme enlightenment will be yours. Just as the Bodhisattva Manjushri attained omniscience, so too, and Masamanta Bandara too. All these merits are now dedicated to train and follow in the footsteps. As all the victorious Buddhas of the past, present, and future praise dedication as supreme. So now I dedicate all these roots of virtue for all beings to perfect good actions. When it is time for me to die, may all that obscures me fade away. So I look on Amitabha there in person, and go what once to whisper Lansukha of Sukhavati. In that period may I actualize every single one of all these aspirations. May I fulfill them each and every one and bring help to all beings there as long as the universe remains. Born there in a beautiful flower in that excellent and joyous pure land, may the Buddha Amitabha himself grant me the prophecy foretelling my enlightenment. Having received that prophecy there with my billions of emanations sent out through that power of mind, may I bring enormous benefit to sentient beings in the 10 directions. Through whatever small virtues I have gained by reciting this aspiration to good actions. May the virtuous wishes of all beings, recitations, and aspirations all be instantly accomplished. Through the true and boundless merit attained by dedicating this aspiration to good actions, may all drowning in the ocean of suffering reach the supreme pure land of Amitabha. May this king of aspirations bring about the supreme aim in benefit of all infinite sentient beings. May they perfect what is described in this special aspiration uttered by Samanta Bandra. May the lower worlds be completely emptied. If you feel that I have earned it, type something in the chat window. Give this live stream a thumbs up and share it on social media. In approximately 2.5 hours, I would very much like to return and lead Wednesday's mid-morning meditation. Until next we meet, may you and yours be happy and healthy. And if you are as geeky as me, this is the way.